Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Prosper Nutrition Show, where we want you to prosper and be in health. My name is Jason Steves. I'm a clinical account specialist with Perk Integrative Health, and I'm joined by my co-host, Steve Steves, who is a certified clinical nutritionist and naturopath. Welcome. Well, you're welcoming me to your location today.
That's right. It's good to have you here.
Yeah.
Nice to get in a good functional movement workout with you today and
We
get
did.
your expertise on that. And I was excited for the topic that you chose for today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting one. We're going to be talking about tips to fast health, or at least that's the title. Essentially, what we're going to be talking about is how to get to health the fastest. But the thing is it's not necessarily what you may think. We're not trying to get to health as quickly as possible, or we're not trying to have no symptoms as quickly as possible, because that's often what people are looking for, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to feel bad as quickly as possible.
But we can show them how to get on the road
Yes.
that gets them to the
Right.
right destination.
Right.
And that destination for all of us is different. And along the way, those goals or the vision of what your health really will look like will change because, I've met people that come in their 60s and they're struggling with that vision of getting their health back and they're on multiple medications and they can't hardly move. And then they lose a bunch of weight and they get healthy and they don't need medications anymore. And then they got to reassess and take a closer look at what really they want to do next because God is able. Oh, I love this. And a new song, Elevation Worship is doing on this song. God is so able to do exceeding abundantly above all you can ask or imagine by his power working in you. So we ask God's Spirit to move in us, to lead us, inspire us into everyday decisions to glorify him in this body. That's why we are here, to see his Spirit move and live and being in our being through us.
That's
So
right.
I get excited about the topic.
Yes. And folks, we are here every Thursday at 10 a.m. Central. And we are here to answer your questions too. So if you ever have questions, you can email us info@prospernutrition.com. You can also type into the chat live if you're here live. Of course, there's a chat bar on the right side. And then you can also type in the comments at the below. If you're watching this video at another time after we have already posted it, you can type in the comments below if you have questions or have anything that you want to comment on and want our thoughts on. We're here to help you. We're not going anywhere. We're a family run business, and we are committed to helping people with their health. So if you're coming to our office, we're there to help you. You can come to our office for services in the Houston area. We also have the online supplement store, prospernutrition.com. That is something that we are really excited about growing and helping people with quality, high quality supplements. Maintaining that quality is important to us. And being a family-owned business, that's something that we can really influence and make decisions on. A lot of these other companies, they're not owned and run, and the decisions aren't made necessarily by people taking the supplements and wanting the results, and maybe even aren't even trained as well to know how to make the best supplements either. And that's another conversation. But if you take the supplements, we know you'll feel the results because we've been using them in our clinic for 30 plus years. And so we are excited and want you to feel the results. So try them out. We're going to give you a coupon code today, later in the show. So stick around. The coupon code will give you on all the supplements that we talk about today. But we're going to be talking about fast ways to get better health today. And what often we see people come in with is these health issues that they want to not feel bad anymore. That's kind of their main goals. I don't want to have the aches and pains. I don't want to have this. I want to get rid of the cancer quickly, or I want to, get rid of this belly fat or high blood pressure. I want to get that taken care of because that's dangerous, or, that's a lot of what people coming into our office are dealing with. And the medical system hasn't been able to help them because their body hasn't gotten healthier. The medical system is not designed to help your body get healthier. The medical system is designed to treat and manage symptoms. So it's just going to maybe help you feel better temporarily, but it isn't necessarily making anything better. You just have maybe an improvement in the way that you feel. So, all right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to jump into sharing the screen. And Steve, why don't you tell us a little bit, what is the process that you go through?
Process, or I call it the cycle of success. And we go through this cycle every day. But when it comes to your health, you need to, first of all, discover and seek God by knowing, what do I really want right now in my life? What is it that I really believe I need and want for my health?
Mm-hmm.
And then search out ways to assess that. If it's, I want better cardiovascular health, well, don't just go buy a nice pair of running shoes and try to start running. Learn about how the heart functions. Take some assessment tests. Maybe you want to do a C-reactive protein test. Maybe you want to go in and get a blood exam. Do some blood pressure testing on your own. This is an example. Then the individual that does those assessments, we look at the blood to see if it's congested, to see if they're getting enough fatty acids.
Mm-hmm.
What you learn from assessments, then you put into a plan, make a plan, implement the plan, and then rediscover a new level of health. So there is no, I've arrived in health. You every day, and through this process, here I am now, 40 years after diagnosed. When you were in mama's womb and the doctor said I'd spend my life in a wheelchair, now we sat down today and Jason helps me to analyze my goals in health. And he asked me, what kind of movements are you doing? What areas do you want to work on? And it's always reassessing what you want to work on.
Right.
And then taking some new steps to move in that direction.
Right. Yes. And what kind of on what you said about the aha or feeling better quickly, there are always going to be those moments where you get results and you're feeling better.
A breakthrough.
But there's those breakthroughs, like those, the goal is to have many of those often. But how do you get to those? That's the question. Do you get to those by taking a drug and feeling better quickly? I mean, usually what we found is doing a drug, getting better quickly, takes you down a road that's probably worse than you were before.
It has some negative side effect.
Right, because it damages your body. It's not helping your body function better in better health.
Yeah, anything that blocks a natural symptom, like inflammation, everybody wants pain to go away. But you got to understand inflammation. How does the body, through nutrition, naturally manage pain and inflammation? And we've talked about that all through the month of February in heart health and inflammation. We're going to get into a little bit more of that through this month in metabolic syndrome. And then we've got that class coming up on metabolic syndrome.
Right.
We've got some decisions to make about.
Yeah. We're gonna continue to educate and inform you guys. But this process is something that can be helpful. So this is one of the ways you can look at it. There are a lot of different ways to look at processes, but this is one of the ways that we like to look at it. But this next thing that I feel like is huge for people that we help with in the office is helping them get their metabolic process in order. Because the fastest way to health, really, the fastest way to health is developing the disciplines that are needed to build a healthy body. And for each person, there's slight adjustments, but there are principles involved with that. We've put a lot of those principles in the 7 Proven Steps. So definitely download the 7 Proven Steps. It's a free download, prospernutrition.com, 7 Proven Steps. We've put a lot of those principles that if you develop those disciplines, that is the fastest way to health. But looking at and understanding the metabolic processes of the body is helpful. And so, Steve, if you could we're going to show you a little visual here. We really like this visual. It's got a lot of neat things to look at in there. But this visual helps us understand the metabolic process and how we move to better health in the fastest way. So how would you explain this if someone's coming in dealing with high blood pressure or like blood sugar problems, diabetes problems, excess body weight? How do you get them?
All right, so you
started?
see the individual on the left, and if you'll zoom in on step one, this is the cause of that lifestyle or that metabolic problem, or what we call metabolic disease or metabolic syndrome. And this is where blood pressure starts to rise. My blood sugars are going up. My belly fat is increasing. All of the wonderful things that we don't want to happen. But inevitably, if we're living this lifestyle of just taking medications, using some kind of a stimulant, whether it's an upper in the morning chemical, I would think coffee would be shown on there because a lot of people drink too much coffee and they overstimulate their adrenals. And so this lifestyle with the excess sugar, empty calories, low in fruits and vegetables, not enough phytonutrients and the cofactors that help build the body, unhealthy food information. The body processes food as information. So what it does with that is shown in the next step, step 2 over there on the left. You see that we start to get this permeability in the gut. And then
Stuff gets through into the bloodstream.
we get excess sugars, toxins start to leak through, and they're going to be affecting our muscle cells and they're going to store up in the fat cells. So we start to build this changing metabolism in a negative way. And this happens on a daily basis based on your decisions that you make. So you can make decisions to go this direction. Look at step number 4, where then you start to build some, this is all scientific data here.
It's tissues, yeah.
Increased changes of the immune signaling agents and inflammation increase, and you're in pain all the time, which I was there.
Yeah,
At 25 years of age, my whole body was on fire all the time. And I didn't know what to do about it. Well, there was a lot I needed to do about it, incorporating all the things we're going to talk towards the end of this talk and throughout this month on metabolic disease. So once that insulin resistance has set in,
Yep.
and you get that insulin resistant fat cell that starts increasing, it causes a decreased burning of sugar, so we don't metabolize sugars efficiently, and then we're having more and more sugar cravings. In addition, the insulin resistance causes more inflammation to continue to rise, producing more leptin resistance, and results in increased appetite because the cells don't see the signal of the sugar and the nutrients that it wants to. So fat storage capacity is exceeded and the fat cells become insulin resistant.
Yeah. So was that what happened? I mean, do cancer cells start to develop?
Yes, you can have cancer cell formation at this, and you get plaquing of the arteries. I think it shows you in some of the
right here
arterial blockages that occur with fat accumulation around the heart and the organs.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a lifestyle that the average American is living today. Then you see white blood cell infiltration on the bottom there, step 6.
Oh, okay.
And the toxic fat buildup in the.
So white blood cell infiltration, what does that mean?
Well, when the fat cells are stressed and when they reach or exceed the capacity to hold fat, it causes them to attract white blood cells, monocytes that are inflammatory immune responders that differentiate into macrophages, and they infiltrate in the fat tissue. This causes the fat to create toxic fat that generates an increased amount of inflammatory signaling molecules. The body's on fire, increased tissue inflammation and tissue damage.
Okay. And then
last, the toxic fat accumulation in the organs. And we can measure that, and people come in and do that in-body exam.
So that's a kind of, that's like the fat around the organs. That's the dangerous fat, correct?
Yes, it is. That visceral fat.
So that's not necessarily fat on the outside in front of your abs. That's on the inside behind your abs.
Yes. And you can even see, you get it within the liver.
Oh, yes. Fatty liver, right.
Build up in the organs.
Okay. Yeah. That is a process we don't want to go down.
Now, we can make the decision to get that quick health results by starting immediately to change the lifestyle and move into activating a healthy lifestyle, low sugar diets. And that's eating quality sugars. Everybody loves sugar. Our body wants sugar, but the refined sugars are what spike our triglycerides and spike our glucose and cause this flooding of insulin and overburden the pancreas. But when we get low sugars and use lots of fruits and vegetables, natural fruits, I had a natural fruit smoothie this morning with cherries and strawberries and blueberries. And there sometimes I put a little banana, but it's more of a dense sugar. So I'll do just a little bit of that.
Maybe before you have a hard workout
Yeah. And so everything you see
or after.
in that picture there, I had yesterday. Yeah. I had an apple in the evening
Okay.
and had
Yeah.
that with some nut butters. Had 2 different salads during the day with all those ingredients.
Mhm.
And then I had fish in the evening. So everything that's represented there in a Mediterranean diet is a healthy lifestyle. Start eating more of that.
Mhm.
Now, you don't get the quick fix overnight, but the more you apply in that, the better off you are. You can implement using the healthy oils. Olive oil is represented there, avocado oil, the healthier ones to cook with, to avoid the oxidation of the trans fats that occur. So
Right.
the second step of what occurs and the benefit of that is healthy
Healthy.
sugar absorption, healthy fat absorption. The
Okay.
good fats then make the membranes of our skin nice, smooth, and soft, and we heal from the inside out. So that intestinal permeability, or that leaky gut that half of Americans have diagnosed with, that
Mhm.
we saw in that other diagram, caused by chemicals and inflammatory components in foods, that starts to heal. The gut heals. Have you ever
Yeah.
bitten the inside of your mouth and you
Yep.
notice it's got like a sore there, and within a couple days you notice it's gone?
Mhm.
That tissue regenerates very rapidly. It's the
Yes.
most rapid increasing in tissue repair of all the cells in the body. So we can heal that gut very easily if we're feeding it what it needs.
So that means healthy sugars and fat absorption. So it's the metabolism's working better.
Yeah, and you see the notes there also, the micro and phytonutrients in the fruits and vegetables, and we do a whole teaching on that. There are tens of thousands of phytonutrients that facilitate better insulin sensitivity, better glucose regulating, inflammation control, wonderful signaling agents that activate positive immune response and lower pro-inflammation response.
Right.
Work with your genes. Even when you have genetic weakness, you can overcome your risk to diabetes. You know, we have family members that died of diabetes. We've had family members die of cancer, and I won't succumb to those because I know the mechanisms of the weaknesses. So if I do succumb to those, I might be in my 90s or by 100 years of age or older. But hopefully we can die of old age if we're
Right.
doing these maintenance things to take care of ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. We shorten that amount of, I guess you could say, illness at the end of life, if any. You know, the goal is to not really have any illness at the end of life, and that is a possible goal.
Agree.
So, and then the white was okay. This says white blood cell separation is a healthy lifestyle. Tell us what that means, Steve. What is white blood cell separation? That
That was what we talked about in the other side.
right. So it's healthy function of the white blood cells.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So when the fat cells do not reach or exceed their capacity to hold fat, then the white blood cells remain separate from the fat, and this prevents them from producing, increased amount of inflammatory signaling agents, the cytokines and the interleukin signaling agents.
How does that manifest when you're helping someone with their health and they start making the changes? What happens with someone like dealing with high blood pressure or excess body fat? What do they start
Good
noticing?
question. I had a lady in yesterday. She's been on a program for a month. We need to get a testimony with her, by the way. I think I sent you a note on that.
Yeah, we need to
set her up. Her blood pressure was 156 over 96 when she came in. And we tested it yesterday at 128. That was on blood pressure medication. Now, a month later, off blood pressure medication, doing the lifestyle factors that we talk about, taking the supplements, 128 over 76.
Wow.
That's 1 month.
That's really awesome.
And she's her age, I think she's in her 40s.
Yeah.
Which is our avatar female, our nutrition analyst.
Yeah, a lot of our customers that come, a lot of our friends that come to the office, they are around that age these days.
Yeah, it's the common thing because women have gone through the childbearing years, and now they're raising those kids and dealing with all the stress of raising a family and the costs involved, and
Right.
the challenge of maintaining a healthy marriage in the midst of that, because that's a lot of work, and maintaining relationships the way they should be maintained.
Yeah. Well, and I kind of add to your testimony. I had a lady that I just recently started working with. She hasn't come in for a second visit yet, but I got a great report. I think I shared with you the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
day.
that was really great.
She's already feeling wonderful. It's been a couple weeks, but she was on a bunch of medications and taking hormones, and so she's already seen improvement in her energy and feeling better, and so that's something that she said implementing the supplements has been a huge change for her very quickly at the beginning. And that's something that's part of our 7 proven steps. Supplements are an important part, especially if you're moving from essentially disease to health. Supplements really help upregulate those nutrients in your body that are needed, that your body needs to kind of get into this better metabolic process that we're talking about here. That's what these, the nutrients come from these foods, and that's where we get the nutrients for our supplements. We get them from foods. We don't use synthetic workalikes. We don't take it from petroleum. We don't, process things from rocks. We take it from food sources. And this is something that's rare in the supplement industry, but people don't know about. So this is something that's very important. And then what happens is you start feeling the results. I mean, I've been taking certain formulas that we recommend, the Prosper Nutrition formulas. I've been taking those formulas for a long time, and I still am feeling results taking those formulas. I sometimes I don't take certain ones, and I feel it. I feel the difference. And so
Your
that's
body's used to running at a high level of performance, and then
right.
when you take some of that high performance fuel away from it, you notice that right away.
And that's what my client that I just started seeing is feeling. She's getting that increase in those nutrients, and she's feeling much better the way she can feel. And so our goal is to help you know how to take care of your health issues and feel better the fastest that you can while you're developing those disciplines. And the way that we've seen it over and over again is getting those supplements in based on your biochemical needs. So that process, you want to assess and test and find out what's going on with your body, taking in those nutrients based on your biochemical needs, you start feeling better very, very quickly.
Well, even the online quiz that we have on the prospernutrition.com website,
Yep.
that is basic enough to at least get you into a bundle to target your weakest area.
Right.
And a lot of the nutrients in the bundles will overlap each other. And I had a new client in yesterday, and she actually ended up starting a lot of the stuff that's in the brain bundle. The brain bundle,
Okay.
great. Like you've got the choline citrate, you got the magnesium, you've got B12, you've got fish oil. Those are really important for nervous system energy. And of course, then the brain detoxes in there.
But they also help with detoxification,
Yeah.
with metabolism.
Blood
They
sugar
cross
metabolism,
over, right?
right?
Yeah, yeah.
They are used in so many different metabolic functions. And you'll see that as you look at the other bundles that are available. But
Right.
do fill out the quiz so you know
Yep.
what bundle would be best for me. And that doesn't mean that only one bundle is all you need. For me, every so all of the bundles that we have, I
Hmm.
think there's only one product within all 6 bundles that I don't take. And that's
Yeah.
the glucose formula.
Okay.
I have some open, but my blood sugar is really stable with the basic things that I do. So
Okay.
the digestive support, yeah, take all of that and then some. We have some building on bigger bundles. We should be done at some point,
Yeah.
but we do that personally. And this is mainly for the public, so that they can at least engage in these quality supplements and get results. We had this discussion yesterday
Hmm.
at the office, because we have a new girl up front. She's doing a great job, Valerie
Yep. Hmm.
Garcia. Just love what she's doing. And we talked about the metabolic activity that can be generated with supplements and how people are wasting money. They think they'll go to a store and buy a $5 bottle of vitamin C.
Hmm.
and they are causing cellular damage because of this destructive quality of that, and they're just basically throwing money in the trash. So that metabolic activation, there is just no price value that you can put on what we take.
Right. Yeah, our supplements are better quality, and it takes more work to create a better quality supplement because you have to do certain processes that make it more bioavailable. So one of those processes, for example, is called micellization. So the reason that micellization is necessary for a certain supplements is because when you have certain nutrients that are needed to be fat soluble, so like they are transported and they're absorbed through fat. You need to have that micellization to make it more easily absorbed. Our liver, the bile from our liver actually naturally micellizes fats in our digestive tract. But as we noticed in that image that we just looked at, what's often compromised when someone is in poor health? That bile flow and that digestion, that liver health, and all of that is often compromised. So you're not breaking down your fats as well. So you need that help with the supplements to get those new fat soluble nutrients into the cell so that the cell can start firing. There's more antioxidant protection with CoQ10, for example, is one of those fat soluble nutrients.
In our Liver Protect
In our
product,
Liver Protect.
remarkable product for
Yes.
liver health, which the liver is always being burdened by the toxic environment.
Right. So that's why what we're committed to, and often people like yourself, I mean, it's not your job to really dive into the supplement industry, but that's our job. And that's what we've done with the Prosper Nutrition formulas is we've provided this top quality, fully bioavailable nutrients that you can start feeling the results because those nutrients are ready to take in. Your body can take them in, even if you're having health issues and not even digesting things as well. It's prepared so that your body can very easily take them in and absorb them.
You know what I like most about what you've helped us do, Jason, with the product line is develop these product evidence sheets.
Oh, yes.
They're data sheets, they're scientific sheets, but the science in there is not overwhelming. It's written so that you can comprehend the value of the supplement, the quality that goes in. And for example, like when you look at the cell energy and how choline works in the body, a most fascinating product. Folks, this product has changed my life. You know, and I used to take choline and other supplements, but in such a fractional amount and not as biologically available as the choline citrate is in the way this is formulated. So now I do this product religiously 2 to 3 times a day. I take it with my vitamin C. The memory, the short-term memory of things, the little things, a pair of blue glasses that I may have set here or there. And, you know, we've got 3 acres here, 7 acres down the street, and I get stuff scattered all over the place. And I can just, okay, where did I put that? Stop for a minute and ding. The memory enhancement of that has changed. And you can see if you scroll down the second page, the notes there about in the studies, they saw low choline levels in Parkinson's disease and in Alzheimer's disease. So the choline is used to make the most active neurotransmitter that fires between cellular membranes called acetylcholine. And it makes phosphatidylcholine as well, which helps you to break down fats. So you're breaking down fats, you're moving more bile, your nervous system's firing better. This stuff is remarkable.
Plus, you're also alkalizing and energizing the cells better because this is helping magnesium get in there too, which is doing the same kind of effects.
And then when the magnesium's in the cell and the blood sugar metabolizes well, then you don't crave sugars as much, and you can go longer between meals and not being overwhelmed with sugar cravings or going for a stimulant, going for another caffeine hit. And then you're having to take some downers at nighttime. Well, the lady I described to you earlier that dropped her blood pressure 30 points on the top number, the systolic, and 20 on the diastolic in just 1 month. She reduced her coffee from 3 cups a day to just a half cup or even less. She said, I still like the taste, but she said, I don't need it like I did before to kick me in and get me going. Because she's using the stress bundle. So she's got the stress supportive products that are in there as well. But this is the foundational, this is in every program. We get them on the cell energy.
Right. Right.
Because it's involved in so many metabolic pathways.
Yeah. So that is, if you want to get to health fast, there are strategies and tips. There are ways you can do that. You can do cleanses, you can do different things and feel better kind of, temporarily. But if you want to get to health really fast, you have to develop the disciplines, and that reverses these issues that we saw. And what is that phrase that what you put in you comes out, like that what you sow you will reap. And that's the case with our bodies. Is we have to realize, and that's part of what we do with assessing, is we find out what people's lifestyles are like as well. And what we've done unto this point has given us what we have in regard to where our bodies is. There's certain small percentage of things that are outside of our control, but for the most part, what we put in is what we get out in regard to our health. And so with building your health on the 7 proven steps, on these principles that we've pulled out from God's word and creation, right? What you can do is start building a new body, a new health, a new life, and you start feeling those results quickly. And supplements are just a piece of that. Cleanses do come, C-cleanse is something that we recommend. People see great results with doing a C-cleanse. Sometimes people that are in really poor health need to do C-cleanses more often, and they start, getting better. Like, for example, cancer or heavy metal poisoning or things like that, helping chelate the body, that ascorbate vitamin C. That is like a cleanse that you feel better, like right after you have like that watery flush after the C-cleanse. But you want to develop the discipline of doing it once a week so you know how much vitamin C you need each day. Because 75% of your bowel tolerance of that ascorbate is what your daily need is. You don't take it all in the morning, you spread it out throughout the day so you don't have that flush like that every day, because you couldn't really function if you're shooting out all the time.
You can get a mild flush,
small little cleanse
towards the end. So my day will be taking that ascorbate with the cell energy, and then my first bowel movement, soft, easy. Second bowel movement, same. Third bowel movement turns a little bit liquid, and some will be more purgy than others, depending on how much ascorbate I took that morning.
Yeah.
But I'm right at that ideal ascorbate of taking about 3 teaspoons total for the day.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, but spreading it out, because our body uses it up quickly too. So like if you do have that kind of cleanse in the morning, you still want to get something midday, later in the day, as far as the ascorbate, to keep that immune system upregulated, to keep that healing process happening, because ascorbate's needed also in helping with the blood sugar metabolism and
everything.
Yes. So there's
adrenal function. Your adrenal glands use 50% more ascorbate than any other gland in the body. They also, your white blood cells have 30 times more vitamin C ascorbate in them than any other cell in the body. So they're fueling constantly the repair of collagen. That's how your body makes collagen, to repair joint tissue. I used to take a lot of joint formulas because of being diagnosed with arthritis. And literally between the ascorbate and the other nutrients, I don't have to take the joint formulas. My joints feel great.
It's nice.
It's remarkable.
That's nice.
The blessing from it.
Right. So we want you to feel better fast, but the fastest way to do it is develop those disciplines and start taking better quality supplementation. And you want to find those better quality supplements. We've got a page. If you can find supplements that are the same quality or better than ours, let us know, because we want to know about those supplements.
Know if they exist, right?
Because we've been looking, and it's hard to find supplements at the same quality. But we've got a page that can kind of help guide you in finding those supplements. It's called The Guarantee. If you go to prospernutrition.com, go all the way down to the bottom of the page, it says Our Guarantee. I can show you here on the screen.
I'll tell you, when I would travel out of town and this is years ago. So I was using the ascorbate, back in the early
Guaranteed.
1990s. And I remember traveling to go to Austin. Mom and I were going to celebrate our anniversary. We'd like to go over there to the hill country. And okay, I didn't know that we had that webpage.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep. So prospernutrition.com/guarantee. And it talks about these principles that are needed for high quality supplementation and what we look for in the supplements we use, in the formulas we use. And so
That's
this is a way you can kind of guide yourself in finding good quality supplements. One of the things that's not listed here is a company that is committed to quality supplements is going to often have the people that make decisions are people that are taking the supplements themselves. They're actually helping people with their health. That's something you want to make sure as well. And oftentimes these companies, they're so big, you don't even hear about the people that are making the formulas and what they're doing.
right.
They're scientists in a lab creating a product that isn't necessarily something that they themselves are taking for their health.
Yes.
So
Agree.
that's
So the ascorbate, when I traveled to Austin that time, I remember not bringing it with me. And this was, 15 years ago. And so, I'd been taking the ascorbate for about almost 20 years by that time. And when I got to Austin, I thought, well, I'm gonna go buy the most expensive ascorbate I can get at the health food store. And let's go to the best health food store. Let's go to Whole Foods Market, right? And so I go there and get it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this stuff is just, it didn't taste good.
yeah.
I looked at the label, and the best one didn't have the right mineral balance. And I thought, so I called the rep from the company that was there in Austin at the time and was able to go and pick up a bottle. Went
Okay.
to that trouble, even though it was our anniversary celebration. I said, we got to have our ascorbate. And we were thankful that we did that. And she was gracious to meet us.
Yeah.
She met us actually right across the street from the Whole Foods there.
So as I promised, we're going to give you a coupon code. And this is actually going to be over on the store wide. So if you use this coupon code that I'm about to give you, you're going to get a 10% discount on all the Prosper Nutrition supplements on the prospernutrition.com store. Now, this is not in our office. This is on prospernutrition.com. So if you use the coupon code, today's date, it's 3/7/24 and you use that at checkout, you're going to get 10% off your entire order. And if you do, this is something I don't think people know yet. Any orders over 200, you have a free shipping option, but you have to select it. So if you put in the products and you're at checkout, it won't automatically select the free shipping. You have to go down and have to click free shipping. So if you have over 200, it'll pull up that option for free shipping. So make sure you select that. Put in the code 3724SHOW, and that will give you 10% off. So we want you guys to start feeling the results, and we want to give you that opportunity with this discount. And so we thank y'all for watching. We're here every Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we're bringing to you different health topics, news. We're sharing with you testimonies. We're answering your questions. We're bringing on guests on occasion. So stay tuned. We will love to get connected with you. If you go to Prosper Nutrition on YouTube, you'll be able to basically subscribe to our channel. And if you're watching this, obviously you may be on your phone or on your computer. You can subscribe. There's a button to subscribe, and you'll be notified when we put videos out and do our live show. So thank y'all so much for watching. Steve, thank you so much for sharing.
My pleasure. We're here for y'all. The Lord says in his word, beloved, above all things, I wish you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prosper. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.